friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. Who doesn't love a brand new, fresh purse for their phone? This is going to be that perfect gift that you make this Christmas for that someone special. They are not only going to love it, but they're going to use it. Enough talking already. Let's get busy making that one seam crossbody phone purse. I'll pop a picture right here of everything that you'll need to make this crossbody one seam phone purse. This may be a new hack for you. You go to the Goodwill, find some cheap purses that you're not really fond of. What you're looking for though is hardware and a leather strap. Way cheaper to buy this at the Goodwill and cut it right off like I did or unclip it than it is to buy the hardware and make the leather strap yourself at home. Let's get started on the body of this purse. You'll have two pieces of fabric right here. This one will be on the outside and this one will be on the inside in the end when it's finished. Now you can make this all one long piece of the same fabric too, as a side note, but I wanted contrasting, so that's how I'm going to do it. You are going to marry these two pieces together, and all that means is right sides together, and sew one of the ends with a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch seam, whatever you prefer. Make sure you backstitch. Now that those two pieces are together, go ahead and open them up, open the seam, and press it. You will be left with this big long piece right here. Take your fusible fleece. It will be the same length as this and width, but you will leave a space along all of the outer edge. You'll make sure that you cut it to leave that tiny 1/4 inch space all the way around. Leaving the space like that will help us have less bulk in our seam allowances when we're done. I'm going to turn it over and then iron on that fusible fleece. Fusible fleece takes a second to adhere, so be patient with this one. So you should have approximately 41 inches in length of fabric with fusible fleece. This is the perfect time for you to practice free motion quilting on your domestic sewing machine. Put your free motion quilt foot on. Just make any design. Just make a simple meander, anything. You can leave your straight stitch on and just do some lines. But I encourage you to do something. With all of my busy patterns, I always do a meander because you really can't see it because of all the busyness going on. But just jump in and do something. I went ahead and made a few marks before I showed you how to make your marks. Hopefully that will make it a lot easier and clear for you on what you need to do. First, you're going to find the middle. That's really easy because that's where we connected both of those pieces together. From there, you're going to measure from this line 7 inches out and mark it. So you'd go 7 inches out and mark a line right there. You're going to go 7 inches out here and mark. From that mark right there that you made, the 7 inches out, you're then going to measure 1 inch and mark. 1 inch, mark. 1 inch, mark. You are mirroring the same identical thing on both sides. You see this, the first mark that we made after the 7 inches, what you're going to do is pinch that fabric together so that line is visible. Now everything is facing wrong side up, as you can see, because we can see all of our marks and measurements. And then you'll take this crease right here, lift it up to kiss this first line here. Finger crease everything. So you can see there, we're kind of folded on the middle there. That first line is kissing that line. Just take your ruler or any straight edge piece, lay it along this line right here. This is going to help us fold and make another crease. Take this and lift it up like so. Make sure everything is nice and straight and parallel together. Pinch this crease and pull your ruler out and make sure that you put a good memory crease there. Take your ruler again, measure from this crease 1 inch over with your ruler or straight edge. Lift this fabric up and back again. make sure everything is lined up. Go ahead and take a couple clips and just clip that together. Flip this over like that. Take this piece right here and flip it back to where that line is right there. Take your ruler and line it right along that mark that you made, and then take this piece and fold it back over. And just like before, pinch that area and pull your ruler out. And you can take your clips out and re-clip to make sure everything is nice and snug. You line up a 1-inch mark. So it's 1 inch from that crease. Lift this piece and flip it back over. Pinch and pull your ruler out. A big pocket. And then you should have 2 side pockets kind of. And on the inside, if I lift that up, I have 1 little pleat right there, this big huge pleat in the center, and then I have a tiny pleat right there. And then of course this piece. Now these don't match up. Well, there could be a couple reasons for that. I didn't cut it properly, or my free motion quilting kind of shrunk this one right here more than it did this side. So, but we're gonna even that up. What I'm going to do is pop a pin right here to hold those together. And I'm going to figure out what shape I want at the end here, because you can do square, you could do round, whatever. And on my shortest piece, which is the red, I'm going to make a curve there and make a curve here. Take your 5 by 3 1/4 inch piece of matching fabric to the outer bag, and you're going to fold the raw edges in, and you end up with approximately 1 inch. And then you're going to top stitch both sides down. Lift this up right here. This part right here is going to be where the flap goes into. Place this about 1/2 inch from this area right here where the 2 fabrics meet up together. Once that's about 1/2 inch or so away from this edge right here, I want you to just clip these 2 together. And before we go any further into our project, I want you to tack these 2 pieces together. You can see here that I tacked that down just like so. You can trim any excess off that you see sticking out right now if you'd like. Flip this all back like so. Because my sewing machine would not go through the rubbery strapping material that was on the D-rings, I had to take them off and make my own. And I just took 2-inch pieces and essentially just made some bias tape. So if I lift that up, this is here and this is here. About 1/2 inch or so down, that is where we are going to lay our D-ring. And we want it at an angle pointing upwards because that's how we carry our strap. If we were to put it to the side, you ever see some to the side, they're just kind of hanging there. Yeah, I don't like that. So I always put them upward. You're gonna want to make sure that your sewing machine foot can get in there. Lay the other one at the same angle. But you do want to get them as even as possible. Take this to the sewing machine and let's get these tabs sewn down to this, going through both of these layers right here. So you can see that that is all tacked down right there. Now we're going to just trim off the excess. Okay, now that those are tacked in there, flip this back over like so. You're going to add a bunch of clips or pins all around this area, and you're going to leave an opening. I'm going to leave an opening about 2.5 inches there, a little bit more. You're going to sew all the way around, starting here. You're going to start here at this bulky part and get this over with, and you're going to go slow. And you're going to sew all the way around till you get to here, stop, back stitch really good, lift out your presser foot and needle, and then you're going to start over here to this bulky part. See how that's nice and bulky right there, and then sew that nice and slow, and then go all the way around till you get to there. get to here, you're going to stop and back stitch. I know it's thick right there, but your machine will go through it if you go slowly. It's just cotton. So here's your piece right here, and you have your opening right there. You're going to want to try not to stretch this area. It's going to be hard because you have to get that through here. You have to turn this right side out now. So it might be a little difficult because this is a little smaller too than what I normally make. So let's just do our best to get it through. The reward of this is awesome. But stick your hand, try to scrunch it up in there because it's a smaller bag than what we're used to. And then turn to the other side because we have boxy corners that we need to make sure are visible. Once everything is all popped out on the sides there, then you're going to make sure that these are all nice and pushed out. You tuck these in, press them. Since mine's not wanting to round out, I'm just going to go ahead and make it flush so it's rounded here, and then across there it will be straight. It is what it is, guys. So go ahead and stitch right across there. What I want you to do is start over here and go all the way around so that it looks uniform to the flap. Okay, so here's our purse. Here's our little D-rings. You're going to slip your phone inside. I'm filming with mine, so we're going to have to use that. We're going to have to use my case. Take our strap hack, clip it there, and clip it over here. Now it's time to head out and do some holiday shopping.